All right, welcome back to the Dirty Room. This week we will be talking about my ongoing beef with TikTok Live, me getting back to working out in a consistent basis, and just remembering how much it sucks. March Madness is officially less than 2 weeks away, which means I will be at least half chubbed for the next 12 days. And then once March 13th comes around, oh, it's bricked all the time. Um, Ukrainian Tinder, something that I was put onto by TikTok. And then, of course, to end it all off again, the Tinder stories from Reddit. All right. So, those that are familiar with the Dirty Boys Network know that I have an ongoing beef with TikTok and all sorts of just social media in general, but mostly TikTok because from early on, they've been giving me community guideline like restrictions on some of the posts when it was just a simple repost from a page that or like 4 or 5 other pages that I'd seen it on. I'll like repost one of them. And then they're like, no, you can't do this because we decided that this is too violent. And I'm like, well, but I only have like 100 followers, but you don't got a problem with this dude posting it with like 700,000 followers. Then we get to TikTok lives where, I mean, there's people doing all sorts of weird or wrong things on TikTok lives that I see on the daily. I feel like I see these on the daily, but they never get banned, they never get reported, they never get suspended. But when I want to talk about why Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame, they're like, hey, you know what? You're bullying. You're bullying these baseball writers. So I got a little suspension for that. And then I put in an appeal and they're like, oh, wait, my bad. Maybe you weren't bullying. Our fault. But I wasn't able to go live for 2 weeks at that point. So like that was still just a big old fuck you to me. And then when I'm doing these like basketball card sales or whatever, I get I get kicked off or banned because they want to say that I'm selling illegal goods such as firearms. But if you watch the streams, you could see there are no guns anywhere here because it's just, you know, basketball cards. And I put it in the appeal again and I win. They're like, oh, guess you weren't selling guns. My bad. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's always going to be fuck TikTok, but I need them if I want to do what I'm doing. But the other day I was going through TikTok and I'd seen this video where this dude was talking about, oh, why should we care about Ukraine being invaded? And then it immediately cuts to a bunch of hot chicks from the Ukraine, and then it cuts back to the guy, and he's like, on my way to save them and stuff like that. And then that got me thinking, there are probably so many guys out there that are swiping all of their likes on chicks in Ukraine for the hopes that they could get one in a green card marriage. I mean, of course, these women are going to want to come over as well because who wants to be invaded by Russia? But yeah, I just started thinking about how many guys are going to be on there for these green card marriages. So I hopped on. I decided to check it out for myself. And it's true. All these chicks on the Ukraine Tinder are hot. They are hot. And I swiped on a few. I'm not gonna lie. I swiped on a few. Am I gonna end up marrying one of them? Probably not. Are they even gonna like me back? Probably not, because they would have to be in my region, I guess, or they would probably have to set their pinpoint to my region for them to see my like. But I don't care that they're not gonna like me back. But that just means that even the females that want to be saved just don't want to be saved by me. And at the end of the day, that cuts deep. Yeah, but honestly, with my luck, if I were to even get a match from one of these girls with the Ukraine, and they would, and let's say that they did come to America to do a green card marriage with my luck, I'd probably end up with the one that's got the big mean accent. I'm not gonna do the accent, but she's gonna have like a big mean accent, and she's gonna probably just be chain smoking cigarettes with the ability to kick my ass any day, to the point where she would walk up to me and say, if you don't do the dishes, three things are going to happen. I hit you, you hit the floor, I put my cigarette out on your tongue. So for that reason, I proceed with caution, because for all I know, I could end up with that, or two, a Ukrainian dude that's just posing to be a hot chick until they get to America. And then once they get to America, I realize it's just a dude. So I've been getting back to working out lately, and honestly, I forgot how much it sucks to be sore. I didn't really work out much for the past like year and a half. It kind of showed, especially like watching Tailgate State from week 1 to all the way to the national championship. I'm sure you've noticed that I got progressively bigger as the season went on. And what could I say? I'm fighting it out. I'm trooping it out for you guys. I'm pushing my body to the absolute limits every weekend, shoveling McDoubles, McChickens, beers, tequila down my throat. I eat like shit, push my heart beyond the rates that it's supposed to gambling, and then drowning my liver with liquor for you guys. I'm doing it for you guys. Don't you forget. But yeah, I'm essentially saying I might put my body through more than athletes. I think I should be considered a national treasure and a hero for what I do, honestly. But like I said, I put on some weight at the end of Tailgate State, and it was just time to get back into the gym. And I regret it. Like, I mean, of course, I'm feeling physically better on the day-to-day thing, like working out, but being sore just sucks. I hate being sore, which is honestly, I think, part of the reason why I stopped working out, like in general, during the football season. All right. And it is officially March 1st. Today is March 1st. When I'm posting this, when I'm recording, it is 1:15 a.m. on March 1st. And I wanted to record because March Madness, 2 weeks away. I'm chubbed. I'm chubbed. It's going to stay like that for 2 weeks. This is basically No Nut November of sports, because I know just 12 days away is all the college basketball I could ever want. A gambler's paradise, per se. The first day is March 13th, and it is on a Sunday, which means I am going to sit my ass down in the basement with as many screens possible, with as many games going as I can, sweating out a 12 versus 5 game, a 16 versus 1, a 9 versus 8, all these things just piling up. It's a degenerate dream. And I'm going to want to be doing a live stream for that entire day, potentially, or as long as I can. I'm going to probably do a live stream as long as I can that day, watching just college basketball and betting. It's going to be like high school, but better, because I'm betting now. Because I mean, come on, let's be for real. If you're a student and it's March Madness time, you're a dude, you probably have your laptop open to at least 3, maybe 4 games while you're in class. And you're just bouncing around wondering which game is going to fuck your bracket. Because everybody thinks every year, oh, this is the bracket. This is the perfect bracket. And then freaking a 4 loses to a 12, or a 4 loses to a 13, and the 1 loses to a 16, and just everything is ruined. It just shows you it is anybody's ball game at the end. Like we had that Sequoia not Chicago. What the fuck? So, Chicago Loyola a couple years ago with the Nun that made it all the way to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8, I believe. We've got 12 seed John Morant or 12 seed Murray beating who was it? Texas Tech in the first round or something? No, Marquette. They beat Marquette in the first round. I'm ready for college. It's basically, to just sum this up, I'm ready for college basketball to just be on a constant loop so I could be screaming at kids that are younger than me because I have too much money riding on them. All right, and to finish up, we go back to Tinder stories on Reddit. This one was called got used on Tinder but not fully used. That caught my attention because I was like, what do you mean you weren't fully used? So the story is, I, female 21, I'm acting like I'm gonna be taking the role as the female in this story. All right, so I, female 21, matched with this really hot guy, my type to a T. We were chatting and he was cute and he asked to be friends with benefits. So I was like, sure, why not? He doesn't live too far away and your girl has needs. So he, male 26, started sexting me and saying that I made him so hard in all of this. And he was calling me sexy and hot. You know, all the things you want to hear and should hear. Anyways, it went really well. We both sent pics of, well, I'm sure you can guess what. I didn't have my face in them or anything, as I'm not stupid, that he knows anyone that I know, or I'm not stupid, not that he knows anyone that I know anyways. And then once he came, we were, oh wow. Okay, so they sexted till he nutted and she's telling us about it. All right, sick. All right. Then once he came, we were talking about meeting and stuff. And when we're both free, etc. So I was like, yeah, this is going good, especially because I have never done anything like this before, in all caps, ever. See, I generally find it hard to believe when it's like you do something such as like just sexting a dude that you just met and you're like, dude, I don't do this shit. Like, I've never done this. What? Why? Just, you don't need to say that you never done this before. Like, you could just skip that, honestly. So yeah, I guess the title kind of makes perfect sense because she got used, but not really. Like, she agreed to be friends with benefits with a dude on Tinder, and then they were sexting, which apparently she's never done before. He came, and then the next, like, after talking about possibly meeting up, he just leaves. He blocks her and unmatches with her on Tinder, which is just honestly weird. Like, why? I don't get, like, is that something that people just like to do? Do you, like, I just don't understand the point of going through all these extents of being like, hey, friends with benefits, to the sexting, to just like talk about meeting up and then blocking you. Like, at this point, you might as well meet up with them and actually have sex. Like, I don't see why you don't just go have real sex. All right, that will do it for another episode of The Dirty Room. Tune back next week because I will be doing this every week. So we'll be back next week with another episode. But before I go, make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow us at the DB Network. That is both our TikTok and our Instagram. I do all sorts of live streams and stuff like I was talking about earlier, and just in general post a lot of content there. Make sure you check out our YouTube Reels. I'm stumbling right out of things to say. It's 1:30 a.m. I've been up for about 15 hours now, 16 hours, something like that. So later.